Sailing is all about the journey, even the frustrating bits.
Suck it yesterday.
We have a haul-out date to meet for warranty work. We haven't had much wind.
This is motorboat territory, not sailing territory.
And our engines are coughing up sludge.
Oh my gosh, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
So now it's day 7 of just hurry up and get there.
Groundhog Day is still happening.
And at this point, it's a mental game.
This is crazy.
It just makes it feel like you can't sail.
Oh my god, this is the longest trip ever.
And our emotions seem to swing more often than the tides.
Switching up jobs this morning. It's always good to do the other job. That way you know how your partner, everything they experience.
They say humans thrive on routine, but I beg to differ. And if you hang with me until the bitter end of this story, perhaps you'll agree. Because while we might be on a repetitive cycle of pick up anchor, sail, and drop anchor, nothing about this is routine. Routine is just another word for normal. And what is normal besides a setting on a washing machine? It's not an adjective that applies to life, because even everyday life presents new obstacles to navigate, no matter how routine we try to make it.
It's our third massive net that we've been warned off of. This is crazy. I mean, it's a good thing we don't have enough wind to sail, because this would be super dangerous. That's crazy. Comes the breeze.
It's so challenging because there's just enough wind to sail right now. Problem is when somebody comes out and they're like, no, I've got a net running across this entire section. So now you've got to make a hard right turn or something, which depending on your point of sail is just not possible, and you can't do it at the last minute like that. So it just makes it feel like you can't sail. This is motorboat territory, not sailing territory, and even at that, like, you still must be incredibly vigilant. It is just a lot.
A lot less fishing markers over here. It's definitely exciting. We are tacking like crazy with the self-tacker. It's fun after all the craziness that we just went through, all those fishing markers and all that. Oh, that was stressful. Anyway, we're trying to go right there. But we have to go over here.
Sails are up.
Feels good. Feels good to be sailing. But fighting the wind and the current.
Got almost a 1 knot current coming at us from the side. Had a bit of a migraine today and yesterday, so you've seen a little less than me, but I am in here making some lunch and watching Jason over and over and over, and I gotta say, the self-tacking stay sail, that is the thing of beauty, because right now we are upwind and we are having to tack a lot, and the stay sail is a smaller sail, which means it's perfect for heavier winds because it's not as much sail. You don't have to worry about reefing. We can take this thing all the way to, like, I don't know, I can't remember what, like 28 knots, Jason? Which is quite a bit, maybe more. I'll go look at the chart, but you can take it pretty high up. it's a beautiful thing because it's just the one line, so you don't have sheets on both sides to worry about, so you just get to tack. It puts itself where it needs to be, and that's kind of that. So it is incredibly easy. And I remember early days, we had this huge discussion with Paul, and he was so adamant about the fact that we had to check the box with a self-tacking staysail. He's like, you cannot be a world cruiser and not have a self-tacking staysail. And I was like, well, if the boat must come with it, then it should come with it. It shouldn't be a checkbox. And he's like, well, depends on, like, you know, it's not for everybody. But he's like, as a world cruiser, you have to have the self-tacking staysail. And I'd never experienced it, so I just couldn't quite understand it. Anyway, Paul, you are right. The self-tacking staysail would have been a huge mistake not to check that box. Big fan. This is our reefing guide. We've got full main, staysail. We go all the way to 32 knots of apparent wind. That's quite a bit. And then if we start putting a reef in the main, we can take this puppy all the way to 37 knots. That's incredible. I love it.
We got to tack again. The current's getting too strong. I went from 0.6 to 1.2 knots of current because the further away we get to land, the more current we're going to have. So now it's time to tack again. Okay, everybody ready? Looks clear on this side. Well, when I tack that way, he keeps an eye out over there just for fun. All right, here we go, tacking.
Just like that.
Just like that. We are back on course. Well, I guess it's not the course, it's just what it is.
That is the current. Oh, would you look at that? Whew. That's tough.
Nice boat, nice sailing, and you guys be careful, okay?
Thank you very much for checking in. Curiosity standing by on 1.6.
What speed are you doing?
Right now our boat's moving through the water at about 7 knots, but with the current and the headwind, we're only going about 4.6.
Okay. You stand out with that black sail. Okay, my best to you guys. We'll just stand by. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the point, and he must either just be a sailor or he's part of the Coast Guard. He didn't say. Nice people.
Sort of running out of food here, but we've got some beans with some cheese. I made a little bit of a fresh chipotle salsa and some quinoa. Can't go wrong.
Mahi, fish on!
Fish on! Oh my gosh!
I'll take the helm.
Okay, should we get the knife?
Just worry about getting the fish on the boat first.
That's a dangerous thing.
Got it. Here. Do you want this? Good luck. You got it. Just don't lose them. We'll judge you.
Oh, trying to take it off.
Don't do it. So close. Ah! Ah! Got it.
Ah! Nothing I could do.
Hey, honest attempts. There's not much you can do.
Maybe if I had better fishing gear.
Don't blame the gear.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We've had that thing trailing ever since Joshua got here. We've caught nothing, but it's the only thing we have, and it was the only thing we could get like super last minute. Anyway, so it's the first fish that we've had on there, and he got away. So he lives to see another day, and we will have another day of beans and rice. So the tomatoes really were the last of the fresh food that we had on board. And it's gonna be a couple of days before we can get to land and buy more. And while Jason may think that my beans and rice game are 5-star worthy, our bodies need a few more nutrients, which is why we always keep a stash of this stuff.
And AG1 has been a sponsor of ours for a long while now, and they're the sponsor of this video. And in moments like these, we are super grateful because sometimes we have access to heaps of fresh food and other times not so much. And despite our dry spell that we are having right now, we have caught fish that have fed us for months. But if it were easy, they would call it catching instead of fishing. But just one scoop of this tasty tropical green powder fills in all of our nutritional gaps because it has antioxidants and superfoods and vitamins. Plus it has adaptogens and minerals that help our bodies manage stress and keep our energy levels up on these super long days. It's sort of like our nutritional insurance. And if you want to give it a try for yourself, and why not? They have a 90-day money-back guarantee. Then just scan the QR code, it'll be somewhere here on this screen, or click the link down in the description box below, and AG1 will give you a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs for free with your first subscription. So, cheers to nutrition.
Look at that. He's talking about inadequate gear.
Damn it, I felt like I really let us down, but there's nothing I could do. If we had a hook, if we had something.
I should have gotten the net. I forgot about the net.
Okay, I got a tack. We got a tanker coming at us.
Okay.
Let's be current the whole time. Eesh.
Well, we didn't make it as far as we were hoping to make it today, nor to the destination we were hoping to make it to, but I think we did pretty good, all things considered. I don't know how many tacks that is, but we should count that up because it was a lot today. So we've covered a lot of ground, we just didn't go that far. But we are almost to a spot we think we can anchor, and just a lot of marine preserve markers along the way, which means hopefully there's some good snorkeling to do. We'll find out. Well, it has calmed down a lot since we first got here, and I am gonna say I did not think we were gonna be able to stay. Oh, it was a little bit rough, and of course it was a lee shore, but at least we've started to turn and now we're at least sideways to it. So that much wind, 18 to 20 knots with, land directly behind you. Never a good feeling. I don't care how good the anchor and the rode and the chain and everything else is. It just doesn't give you the warm and fuzzies. But it is a beautiful mountain and seems to be calming down, which is what the weather predicted. But it's a prediction, not a premonition. So you never know what's gonna happen. Groundhog Day is still happening. So it has been another full day of sailing, and we've got a few more still ahead of us. So we got settled, and now everybody is in work mode because you get like a couple hours and then it's pretty much dinner, bed, and do it all over again. I am ready to get there and get this boat all ship shape again and not be on such a schedule. Schedules are not good. Although I say that, we're still just going to be on a schedule because then service is going to be over. We're going to be done with all the warranty work, and then it is going to be time to exit this country. And we still haven't decided on that route yet. But that's tomorrow's problem. Today, just gotta get there.
Well, so much for a good night's sleep.
It's 5:15 in the morning. I've just relieved Nikki. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I got the anchor alarm. We had our circle around us super tight because of those 2 bankas that were on mooring balls. We didn't know what was going to happen, how close we were going to get. And I ran out, and we were maybe 10 feet from the one banka, and we tried to re-anchor. We were just on a ledge, so we couldn't go any further away. Just wasn't a great spot. We knew it when we stopped there, but that's where the wind forced us to go. So we dicked around with the anchoring for about a half an hour, and we finally made the call, just start the engine and motor. It's dead calm out here, glassy water. Nikki took the first shift from 2:15 to 5:15. Now I'm on sunrise shift. Oh, just the things you do when you're on a boat, you know? It's just so different than being in a house. You never just have a deep sleep when you're in a situation like that. You just sleep with one eye open. So I think today's gonna be a very long day. But we've made some progress. We're rounding Dumaguete, which is sort of the end, where we kind of go in between the one island and Cebu Island and start heading towards the factory. I think the current is gonna be in our favor, and then we'll go as far as we can, find a place to drop the hook. There's not that many places because it goes from 200 meters to 2 meters. But that's a problem for, I don't know, after lunch to figure out. Oh my God, this is the longest trip ever because we can only move during the day. It's been 10 days now, 11 days now, I don't know, I've lost count. We are just all wiped. We're running out of food. Anyway, good morning. Oh my God, I am very thankful that the seas are calm and there's cloud cover because it is very nice out here right now on the trampolines. Steering the boat with a little remote and keeping watch on the iPad because it's connected to the helms. I got everything I need right here, except coffee. Oh, the bancas are racing in. That looks so cool.
I will find you in the morning, the sunlight draped across your face. You are smiling from the moment the breath within your lungs escapes.
Just rounded Dumaguete, the place that's famous for whale shark watching, whale shark swimming, whatever it is they do. And now we're riding that inbound current, and we can see the island of Cebu just ahead. The water's gotten more glassy, but we're picking up a tiny bit of wind, so hopefully we can put up the sails. I got one engine on the starboard side, and we got the electric motor on the port side, and yeah, we're just comfortably flying in with this current. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful morning.
Looks like we got Coast Guard coming. Maybe? No, maybe it's just a delivery boat.
Just a delivery boat. Look at this. 2-knot current in our favor. All I have to say to that is, suck it yesterday.
Oh, the coffee's on the counter and the news is banging on the door. In the midst of these distractions, it's the silence that's worth fighting for. So we turn off all the noise and embrace the warmth the other saves.
Free deck, Chris. Well, that is officially our very first rainstorm. First real one we've had, other than like a few droplets. This is the most rain we've seen the entire time. First deck wash we have gotten. First time I've gotten to see the water going into the rain capture system. Look, as long as there's rain, we will never want for water on this boat. Aside from the rain capture doing its job, there is so much water that flows off the back here. We just put buckets by the steps and done deal. Like, we can wash the deck as soon as it's done. Do a load of laundry with that, I don't know, but it's a lot of water. Definitely enough to fill the tanks and then some. It's incredible what you can do with a little bit of rain.
The problem with scouting out anchorages on satellite maps is you really have no clue. Just gotta wing it. So we came into what we thought was gonna be an okay spot, and there's a wrecked catamaran on the beach, sort of half sunk in the aft end. We're definitely not gonna anchor there, so it's an hour and a half away for the next anchorage that might work. Oh, it just goes from 100 meters to 0 meters all along here. Oh, how do you like my hair?
It's time for a haircut and a shave.
Take 2.
Anchorage number 2.
What a day.
Started a bit earlier than normal, didn't it?
How's that 2 AM wake up call treating you?
It's not too bad, not too bad. It's better than the sound of hulls on hulls and boat contact, so I'll take it. Be grateful.
Anchorage 2, a bus. It's not actually an anchorage. Unless you can anchor in 30 to 40 meters of water, then it would work for you. That won't work for us. Yeah, chart says 16. We're seeing 45. So, we're gonna try something else, and if we don't find something, I would say in the next few hours, I'm probably just gonna sit down on the floor and cry, because I'm gonna be a little bit overly tired and over the difficulty of trying to navigate around here. So I am just having a moment. And my laughter is defense mode. So I either laugh, or I cry, or I have a rant. So close.
Looks so inviting. But it's like a meter deep and then 200 meters deep. Well, 139 meters. Looks so nice. Oh, fingers crossed the next one works.
Keep rolling on, we're living in hell again. But I still hold you in my heart when these days have been and gone.
Wow, that's a hard no-go. It's net, 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 net. Fence, 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 fence. There must be 100 different obstructions in there. There's like an estuary that starts, and there's this area that's like 20 meters or so, good enough for us to anchor right before the mouth, but that's a hard no-go. Our next one is by a pier, which we're hoping is slightly deep enough, with a big enough space where we can anchor and other boats can still go in. Everything's on a ledge. I've probably said that 20 times by now, but.
Time goes by, keep heading round the circles, never letting go, never letting go. The weight of the world on your shoulders, always ending the same.
Whew. Well, we got one. Mostly. It's really tight, but I think it's gonna work. I swam it. We drove the tender around. We backed the boat up as close to the reef as possible to see how close we would get. We've got an anchor alarm set. We've got the B&G stuff still on. Everything we can do, we've done. So it's time to, well, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta edit video for about 4 or 5 hours, and then I'm gonna go to bed. At least I got a swim in. That's good. Ah, and I almost forgot. Did you see it jump out of the water?
I did. That was a turtle.
That was a turtle. Jeez, a turtle literally jumped out of the water. Like, he got maybe a little bit of air. Anyway, yes, there was a huge bait ball, so Nikki could see something when she was flying the drone that looked like a bommy. So I was swimming towards whatever obstruction she could see, and the water's a little murky, and my mask has this weird coating on it that makes it look green and everything. Anyway, I just got freaked out. I didn't want to swim through it because it just kind of freaked me out. This is cool, a big bait ball. That's the first time I've seen like a really tight bait ball. Wherever I would like push my hand towards it, it would just sort of move and then come back. Okay, hopefully we get to see that again when I have a good camera and when I have clear water and I have sun above me. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead.
While navigating the challenges isn't always the fun part, we do thrive on the growth that comes after the struggle. And sometimes we almost wear the hard days, failures, and frustrations like a badge of honor. Because let's face it, the sweet isn't as sweet without the sour.
Won't we keep heading round in circles, never letting go, never letting go.